struggle throughout. How big is it to get the win? Even if the performance at times wasn't perfect.
Really important. We played some great games here and found ourselves, draw or a loss. It's been tough to find the result here. And honestly, we have played really well in games. They're shaking their head, going, how did we drop a point, or in that case 3 points? So this is all about getting results. And we definitely started slow. First 15, I give Butler credit. This is probably one of the better Butler teams I think they've had in 10 years. They're very good. And we knew it would be a tough game, and we knew physically it would be some challenge. I thought they were a little bit more on the front foot. And we took 15, 20 minutes. You saw the subs. We quickly adjusted. And we said all year, this is a deep team. And we can't, we have guys ready to go, so we can't really necessarily be patient if the game is not going as we need. And we made the changes, and the game started flipping. I thought the last 25 in the first half, I thought we were the better side. The goal early, actually I think it was probably a little bit too early, honestly. I was not worried. I was like, we played well the first half. At the end, that's a long time to kind of hold a lead in a sense for them. And then we kind of punched quickly back, and the restart goal was massive with Jansen, and then obviously the great finish by Herbert, and then our sniffer from Webb putting it home. And that was fun because we work a lot on framing the goal and getting second chances. So our guys said that was worth 2 points because in practice that's only 2 goals. So they were all joking after the game. But yeah, we played well in certain segments. Going back, we played very well in certain segments, and you're not gonna kind of boss this Butler team around. They're too good. So I thought it was a game that I expected, kind of waves, flows. I just thought we would start better. That was probably my biggest disappointment to take away. But a couple of guys just, were playing in new positions, and obviously with Muni out, it's a big change, and it took a little bit to get adjusted.
Speaking of Jansen, obviously, tonight, obviously, Sessick playing the center back, and then you took the yellow. You had to put in. Was that more out of necessity? Just trying to keep Nick out of trouble there?
A little bit, yeah. Nick he's beat up a little bit. We thought he would really help us step into midfield to help with Cabrera and all. He's one of our best 1v1 defenders. And we were always ready to bring in Jansen, and we talked about it, being ready in this game. And it was just the timing of the card. Once I knew Nick had that, there was maybe going to be a moment in this game, the way that game was going, there might be a situation he might have it on. We can't afford someone we've done on us in the earlier game. So it was kind of a perfect opportunity, and allowed us to rest Nick. He does need a little rest. He's been going hard, and we got the job done. So to get a job done without Moody and Nick on our back line says a lot. I thought Lawson really grew into the game. Took him a little bit to get going, but he really grew into the game. And then BB, really pushed through. And I thought, unfortunately, the guy got a little bit of a body position on him on their goal. But other than that, I thought he might have been our best player in the first half, at least to start the game. And then all the guys that came in, I thought really elevated. I thought Ben did a really nice job in midfield to kind of win that back. We were not winning the midfield the first 15 minutes. I thought he helped. And then all our subs, whether it was Ward or when Carson came in, obviously Wittenbrink, he was composure out wide, and so it was good. Like what you like to see.
Can you expand on what you just talked about? Last time you went here was 2011. I was actually working up at the Butler Athletic Department then, right out of school. So have you felt cursed, frustrated? Yeah, it's been that long, but have you felt cursed, frustrated, anything in the last 10 years here, with the leads and then not holding on to them?
Cursed is a strong word. But yeah, it's in the back of my mind. I wouldn't be lying to you. It's been especially because we've played really well on a lot of those days. One year we were up 2-0 and just absolutely in a great flow, and I don't know how in the heck they came back and tied and won that game. And so more of them have been really good performances by us. And we obviously want to perform always well, but there's going to be games that we're not going to be at our best, and we have to find ways to win games. And that was a real good game for our team because the spirit of the group, guys that come off the bench to help, that's really good. And the guys were cheering for them that were off. They knew that it wasn't their day a couple, and it was the next guy's day. And you can grow as a team really quickly with those when there's a positive outcome. So you don't necessarily want to script it that way. You hope your guys that you put in to start are having a good form, but at times that's maybe a really good thing to always give your whole group a little shot in the arm. Like, hey guys, all of you are super important to this team.
bit of a different back line, and obviously also Jansen coming in. What have you seen kind of since he's come to IU in terms of his preparation, new team, new kind of role behind Union Mayer, and what do you think he brought on tonight?
Well, he was ready. He was ready. He's had 2 really good weeks, and I mean, he came in and had a up and down preseason. He'd be the first to admit it, and he then took a knock, so that he was set back. So he's been in really good form. I told him last week, "Oh, Jansen, man, you are really good. Keep this up. We're gonna need you." And he's a different physical player than we have. His ability to win balls in the air, his presence. He's got a really good. You just talk to him like he's just got like this positive, like get after it mentality. And the group was a little meek to start the game, and he got that going, and then it was contagious. So I think there's a personality that he also brings. He's just playing better, and you know, Carson's adjusting, Jansen's adjusting. It's not easy to go from a role where it's like you're 90 minutes every day, your team plays a little different than we play, to a new environment, and having a couple setbacks and having to bounce back. It's going to make them stronger and us stronger in the end. But they've done a great job. I want to commend both of them. You know, they could come in and kind of moan a little bit about, you know, the time they maybe have gotten, but they've done just the opposite. And the team really appreciates it, and that's why they fit in really well.
On Daniel Mooney, what was the issue with Kevin Mount today?
So he took a little bit of a hamstring in the previous game. So he should be good, we think, for Ohio State. We just want to be a little careful with that. So we'll keep evaluating.
I've seen him on the bench, though, kind of shouting out to his teammates. What did you kind of see his leadership presence look like when he wasn't able to be on the pitch?
I liked it. I did. I mean, we've always asked me to be more vocal. I think he might have been as vocal as he's been all year. So I don't think he's going to bring out on the field when he comes back. He did a great job on the bench. It's interesting you heard that because I did notice that a few times.
Scott Dolson was here tonight. I saw the guys celebrating around him. Did you know he was coming, and then how cool was that just to have him make the trip up here?
It was great. We spoke earlier today. We had a head coaches meeting, and he told me he was coming up, and you know, him and Heidi to come up, and you know, we've always had great support. I've been really fortunate with obviously Fred and Scott. And Scott I've known for a long, long time. We both grew up with IU and us, so we have a great relationship. He loves our program. He enjoys getting to know the guys. He has a great time with it. They were really happy to see him. They were all going, let's go. So he might have gotten the suit a little messed up, but I think he liked it.
After the Portland match, you said the locker room wasn't in the best place, and after 3 consecutive wins, 2 over top 25 teams, what was sort of the energy that you were picking up from the guys after tonight?
I think the feeling in Portland was, how did we not finish that game? The performance was pretty good, and yet we lose a Clemson game, which could have maybe gone the other way. That's where the little bit of the like unsettling part about the locker room was, but not any second guessing. They were confident, but you just need to feel a win, and then you get a couple good ones, then you get a tough one on the road, which really has not been easy historically against a really good. This is a very good Butler team. They will be in the tournament, and a team that could go far in the tournament, in my opinion. So that's going to be a big win for us down the line, and you're all just trying to build a resume for the next, you know, when it comes to the end of the year. But our guys are super present right now. They're enjoying every new challenge. They're not looking ahead. They knew our schedule was really challenging, and they've not thought about, well, what are we doing for that game? If we don't win this, are we in trouble? They're just like, let's just go to the next one and keep going, which is great.
Your back line, it struggled a bit early last year. I mean, you've given up goals, but it feels like the back line in general is stronger and more decisive at clearing balls early. What's been the difference to open this season in terms of the defensive performance?
I think, you know, we had some guys last year that came in, you know, a little bit from some injuries, obviously with Nick and Spencer. So that was part of it. So it just kind of took that back line some time to develop, and I thought as the year went on, we became a very good back unit. And then, so I think, you know, every team is kind of figuring it out in a different way, but that was part of it. The
Gotcha.
fitness, and, you know, Spencer was still coming off the broken leg, so we weren't even using him in those first couple games, 90 minutes, and we had to kind of play him into fitness. So.
And so JT had some terrific saves tonight. Can you talk about how he's taking advantage of his opportunity with Pratt?
Yeah, I mean, those two are having a really healthy battle, and JT has been great. Pratt's been great. When either one got the call, again, it wasn't like, I mean, we did our homework on JT. We knew we were getting a really, really good keeper, but a great kid that knew he was in a battle. He was not handed the position, and he knew that. And he just wanted a new change of environment, new opportunity, and he really liked IU, and he was friends with a couple guys on our team, so it's been a great fit. I've been really, so I gave him the captain. We do a game captain every day, and he was today. And it's just because he's got a lot of natural leadership. He's very clicked into the how the team's feeling, and he's a great communicator. So he's been a really good addition, and he and Pratt have a great relationship. So they're like, whoever gets the name, you know, this is a great example because someone gets hit, you got to be ready, and both are ready. It's great.
How much does JT remind you of Colin Webb in that he's smaller but has a nose for the ball and kind of can make some diving saves, and he's kind of a leader out there despite his smaller size? Like, how much would you compare the two?
He must be sitting in the locker room with it. We talk about him a little similar to Colin. Yeah, there is some similarities. They're also a little bit similar to kind of gamers. They have a good feel for positioning. They're not the biggest, but they have some similarities, and Colin was good for us. And Pratt has been great too, so yeah, there is some similarities with Colin. Good keeper for us.
Time for a couple more. You mentioned having guys coming in and out with minutes. How do you kind of manage those discussions with them to kind of tell them, you know, wait for your moment, but kind of help their mental aspect of that?
Just, you know, whether it's at practice or pulling them in for 5 minutes, 10 minutes after practice, or on the bus, you know, not, you know, you can't lie to them. You can't BS them. They're going to read through. You just got to be straight up and go, listen, you're doing some things well. You got to do this a little better. And sometimes the game may not call for your skill set. Don't get frustrated. It's just a decision we got to make. And you just keep talking to them and just say, continue to dig. And then you get examples of guys that get their chance, that just do that. And you go, look, Jansen will be that example for the next guy that maybe is just a little bit down now, a little bit about his minutes. They all want to play a lot. It's part of it. And you want that. But in the end, they all want to win. They all want to wear the jersey with a lot of pride. And that will never get in the way of minutes personally in school.
Coach, is there any word on Bryant Pratt and how he's progressing from his injury?
Yeah, he's doing really well. I mean, Brad hasn't given me like exactly what he thinks will be, you know, coming back. But I think this next game might be a bit early. So when it's the following week, it might be available. So it was kind of a weird injury. Everything's clean and good. It's just now it's really how much he needs, you know, kind of pain and flexibility back in his arm.
That's where we'll finish. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.